Okay, so we're talking with Eric from ZeLoop company. As you know, as our halal community know, we're working on cooperation and on some biggest things to do with the company Eric works in, and uh, we're happy to see Eric in personal, and we'll start our session, our interview. And Eric, first you need to introduce yourself and tell some urgent info you need to know, our users you need to know for knowing you, to make it familiar with you.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Thank you for hosting me and welcome everyone. So I'm Eric Schaffner. I'm the founder of ZeLoop, with three other co-founders that come from the tech part, but that we will cover a bit later. So my background is I'm coming from the corporate world. I worked many years in the packaging industry, um, delivering complete lines for bottlers. So I could see during that career the growing pain point about plastic pollution that I would prefer to name a human pollution, because we are all responsible for that. Material has no legs. And my client at that time, all the brands, Pepsi, Coke, Nestle, and so on, they are very concerned about that plastic bashing, because obviously it's not optimum for the business too. And in parallel, I invested in the company of my co-founders, in a startup that developed a blockchain reward engine for social impact. And then we started to see how it grows and so on, and see the performance of that reward engine. And we had that vision of also doing environmental impact. Then I say, why don't we use that reward engine to support and to tackle the plastic pollution or the human pollution problem? That's after due diligence and so on, we thought that the idea was great. That would be a lot of trends also supporting the need for such solution. So I jumped from that corporate world to the startup world, and the journey of ZeLoop started.
Yeah, we know that air pollution is a very big problem, not only in one country, but in the world as well. So how did the idea of creating ZeLoop came about? Is there a, well, one time you just woke up and tell, well, I need to make something for the nature or something like this?
Yeah, well, I think the idea was be in front of me all that time during that career on the packaging side and so on. And obviously there's more and more awareness of that problem, because we are accumulating, but not only plastic, everything that ends it's only
Yeah.
the tip of the iceberg, unfortunately. You walk in nature. I like hiking. I like to do everything outdoor. Wherever you go, you will find trash that has been littered by people and so on. And I think the starting point is really because when I invested in that first startup, I didn't know much about blockchain,
So
and I wanted.
you was the first and only investor, or you go?
I was one of the first investors,
Uh,
as I say, business angel. Although I'm not systematically investing, I was, I was very curious about learning more about what is the fourth industrial revolution, and then
mhm.
is the best. And I had the opportunity to invest in that startup, and that is the best way to learn. So learning for 2 years about the economics of tokens, the economics, the potential of blockchain. uh, Suddenly you start to connect the dots and say, hey, in one hand, I see there's a problem and I want to also act on that problem. And in the other hand, I see the potential of a technical solution. And then, yes, one day you say, well, hey, why don't we use that blockchain and that reward engine to solve that problem? And then you say, that sounds a good idea. Let's dig a bit further. And then we discuss also with the founder of that startup. They are young geeks between 25 and 35. That were born in the tech, some one coded since the age of 12, one has created his first blockchain company in 2013. So early adopters and early promoters of blockchain. So they could bring the technical knowledge, and I could bring the visibility of a big problem. And then we say, together, we say, hey, that is a good idea. Then we dug, obviously, to see if it's just, just an idea that people have done it before, or there's enough also interest for that, because no point, by the time you develop something that.
But I think there were some competitors,
You always have competitors.
So currently I think, sorry for interrupting you. So I hope you understood that you are not the only company that works on this problem, but maybe you're only company that use blockchain, use the technologies that allowing people to earn money on working on determine earth pollution. But
yes,
of course, you got the competitors.
Competitors are at least companies that are working in the same frame, and that is good. Overall, the problem is so big that there's not only one solution and one company that will tackle the issue. Is that it will be more the sum of actions. So some people work directly of collecting, extracting. Some are working on preventing. Some will have incentivized system, not blockchain supported. You do find apps that use reward you if you collect plastic or trash and so on. But when we studied actually the apps on that frame about recycling, about protecting the environment, we studied about 250 apps. Half of them were more on the optimization of the logistic. Where do I find what can I recycle? Where do I find place to recycle? How do I measure the impact, or how do I know when the bins are full and so on? And very few are and where and are gamified today. It's growing. And when we launched ZeLoop, none of them were using using blockchain. Today, some start to try to use blockchain, but more for the aim of traceability, where we use the blockchain for the reward aspect. And what we have cracked also is that the reward engine that we are talking about has the capability to create a blockchain wallet for a user, for anybody. So when you download the app, automatically we create the blockchain wallet for you. And then after all the transactions that are validated, that enable you to earn eco rewards, the token that we have created for ZeLoop, whether you drop bottle, whether you do steps while plugging, collecting trash, or because you map, you help the community to grow by mapping new collection points and so on. All those transactions will be automatic once they are validated by the backend, automatically trigger one of the smart contracts that are linked to the reward engine. So the tokens are moved from the master wallet to the wallet of the user. But you don't need to understand anything about blockchain. Obviously, those who are more tech will be happy to earn tokens and withdraw. Since yesterday, actually, we have added that functionality in the app. You can withdraw the token if you have proven impact. So the crypto lovers will be happy because they can earn and redeem. And those who are coming to that with no knowledgeable blockchain, they can already enjoy the wallet and they can use their token in a different way. You will download the app, you will see that we don't speak that much about token, primarily in the FAQ or in the terms of conditions, but it's accessible for everybody. So we made it very seamless, the adoption of that technology.
Well, so in other words, the blockchain was the catalyst or some powerful movement further and to make people work with your application. and to get the opportunity to earn some money on some coins and all this stuff.
It's for us, the blockchain and the token it's a tool to bring people to do impact, and it's also a tool to make our solution universal. Today, you can download the app wherever you are in the world. You can map collection point, or you can use it for plugging, which is I go for a walk, I collect trash, and I get rewarded on the steps. So you can use that everywhere, and because you earn tokens, and with the withdraw, and the token is listed against US dollar in some exchange, you can get that monetization wherever you are. So it's really completely universal, and that we could not do that without the blockchain and the crypto element.
Yeah, I see. So as I know, you work with large companies like Nestle, Coca-Cola, maybe and other ones.
Yeah.
And you make some efficiency competitions, some programs. Could you tell us, and you work in many countries, not only in Persian Gulf region, but in many countries as well. So where people are the most active?
So because we started, I mean, there is two elements on the app and the platform. We are B2C for the app. It's free to use, to download, and so on. But our revenue comes from businesses. So as we started to get revenues and contracts with companies in the GCCs, like you mentioned, Nestle, BIA is the waste management company, for instance, where when we had challenge on monthly basis, you could earn iPhones and staycation and so on. So you see that created traction also for the app. We have about 14,000 users registered in the world. It's 160 countries, primarily organic. So that shows the traction of the spread of our social network. But I will still have about 5,000 in the UAE, 2,000 plus in France. As you can notice, we did French, so we have also a network and a representation in France. And then after it spread, we have some countries like India, Vietnam, Indonesia, where we have also a pool of users and so on. And then after we spread between US, a bit in Latin America, we have collection point mapped also in 60 countries. So that also shows where people have started to impact. So, and we are pushing to grow more internationally, obviously.
And what the opportunities you offer for your investors, for the users of your application, but and yeah, the main question is for the investors and for the people who wants to buy your token, who wants to earn your token, and wants to work with you on many levels, not only to collect these bottles, to collect them and to receive some tokens, but in main question for the investors and the people who wants to work with you on the great level, you know.
Yeah. So so maybe just to give a final picture on the app, and so is people are not only coming for the blockchain, and that is important also for the investors, what creates the attraction towards the system. So yes, people come because of the token. Some people will come because they want to do an impact. And we know that, I do because it's good for the planet is not sufficient, otherwise we will not have problem of pollution. So we play on different drivers to bring people on board, and that's what is important also to make an investor comfortable, and so on is just not one element. We play with competition. People can earn purchasing power. With our partner, the token can be converted against goods and services, discount vouchers with a record value. We give 100 eco rewards for a bottle, and with that 100 eco rewards or one bottle, you can have $50 value of purchasing power discount from 10 to 50%. So we have partners
sorry, Eric, for interrupting you, but this price differs from one country to another.
It's not a price difference. It's depending on our partner in the marketplace. So those partners will define how much they want to give discount for their product. And some are very generous because they want to be in the sustainable framework or they have sustainable product. So it's then it will depend. Some of our vendors will deliver worldwide. So that discount, like Taily Shoes, which is a sneaker made of plastic bottle and plastic bags, are shipped worldwide, and you can have $10 discount on the sneaker with a couple of bottles. So it's a valuation of $0.50 per bottle. And since we give 100 eco rewards, it gives also a value in the real world for the eco rewards in the marketplace. So for investors, we have several business revenue in the app. While it's free to use for the for the users, those marketplace we do generate some a bit revenue for ZeLoop that you can reinject to develop the token, to develop the app attractiveness. We have those challenges that we sell to companies that you mentioned, like Nestle and so on. So time limited competition for end user engagement or employees engagement program. And then the reward engine is also available as a platform, and we provide either API. So for instance, we have signed with a company in Latin America that's called eCoins that they are in 6 countries. They have counters collecting recyclables, and then the point system they have will be transformed with eco rewards. We do also white label solutions, expanding the reach. So we have delivered an application in the US for collecting all plastic non-sorted, and we are discussing with some other projects on recyclables, but also on other eco-friendly gestures. So that will bring more people to the reward engine, to the ecosystem. Our ecosystem boundaries is the gesture has to be eco-friendly. But like eCoins will bring 100,000 users that will then automatically own a blockchain wallet created by the reward engine and use the token. So the big difference with many projects in token is, unfortunately, most of them are scams. They have no real case, no use case in the real life.
This is the common situation. Yeah.
Yes, we estimate 95% of the token are in that range. Either it's scam or they don't have a real project, or the project is not delivered yet in the real world. So it's nice projection, nice white paper and so on, but nothing tangible. We did the other way around because we use the blockchain as a tool for us. Growing with reduced case is the most important, and that brings a strength to the token, and that is what obviously what is interesting for investors. Either investors that want to invest on the token, and they can also earn by their impact, or investors that want to join the company and invest in equity of the company. We are fundraising to scale up faster.
Well, Eric, I hope, and I know as well, because you heard this thing many times ago, and you hear it now. You make a great deal. You make a great work, and all these questions regarding the air pollution must be solved. So what are the prospects, and how do you see your further development?
So the two directions.
Maybe in two, 3 words. Not a lot of to tell, but how you see it by yourself, maybe a wide view of your company and your stuff.
Well, we ambition
what you want and what you need to go on. To what things you need to complete and what things you need, like when the first astronaut enters the moon, he said one first step for the people, for one man, and one big step for the whole humanity. I think you work with similar constructions, and when you make one step, you need to make another. And what steps and how you want to go further to make your app and your project better, more popular, and how you see it?
Really, the path is to extend the ecosystem. So to have more solutions utilizing the reward engine, like I was mentioning, different white labels. Our ambition is that the eco reward becomes the reference token for incentivizing individual in doing impact projects. So our vision is really, we want to drive people on impact so we can tackle important problem of pollutions and related to that. So that is really the ambition. And for that, there's two main directions, obviously growing the community around the app and growing the ecosystem that does also cross marketing, because when we have someone joining a third-party app that we have done, they already have a wallet, and that wallet is unique throughout the platform. So then it's very easy to say, hey, you are earning eco rewards for that app for collecting batteries, for instance. Why don't you join ZeLoop? Because you will earn the same eco rewards with ZeLoop on plastic bottles, and so forth and so forth. So really is creating a whole ecosystem step by step. 2013, we have till now delivered as per our roadmap. If you look at our initial white paper that was issued end of 2019, that's still online on the site, you will see that we have delivered as per our roadmap. So you see strengthening the app, then using the app as a use case. And it's also a model to show that we can drive people to do impact by incentivizing them. And now, 2023, our next step is growing the numbers of solutions that are on that ecosystem, getting more representation. We have companies representing us in India, in Zambia, in France, and 3 countries in Latin America. We should add another one soon in Argentina. So we'll have people who are promoting on a local base to grow further.
Okay, so we need to end our conversation, and for the last words, I want to thank you, and I hope and I'm sure that cooperation with our community, with Haqq blockchain and Islamcoin, will bring you for the new horizons. We will work on it. And if you want to say some words to our community, to our users, you're welcome.
Yes, well, I mean, it's a great community. We've been since we started to collaborate. We exchange a lot on that, and there's also some further ideas. The reward engine that is doing the work for the eco rewards is something that we can make it also available for the Islamcoin, for instance, on verticals that will not be sustainability, because that is on the eco reward, but there are other verticals that we can tackle. Any vertical that needs to have an incentivized system, we can use the reward engine, and that will be the moving forward the conversation, plugging then that on the Haqq blockchain and using the Islamcoin, and then helping also
Absolutely.
the adoption of that coin too, which is obviously the aim. A token has no life if there is no adoption in the real life. That's what we believe, and so our tool can also support that.
Okay, Eric, thanks a lot for your answers.
Thanks a lot.
It was nice to meeting you. I hope our community, our members will enjoy it as well. Wish you all the best, and I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just saying see you next.
See you next, and all the community, they can download. You can download the app obviously and join us and start to earn also eco rewards from now.
Thanks,
wherever
Eric.
you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Peter.